What it do? This your man, G. Lewis, saying, welcome to the Sipp. Years ago, I was working for this company, making good money, great money. But I realized for the money I was making, I was being overly worked. Now, here's what I mean. The company I worked for was a company that picked up and moved around and would go back into areas of natural disasters and help to rebuild the infrastructure. And we made good money. The company was privately owned, but it got big federal contracts. While we was on one particular job, the crew that I worked with was comprised of men predominantly that looked like me. And one day, let me go back. The way the job ran was like this. We worked 7 days a week, and we didn't get any breaks until the job was up and we got back to our homes. But we worked 7 days a week and 12 to 14 hours, and sometimes 16 hours with split shifts. Take a break, get a little sleep, come back in. And we were making good money. But one day between the breaks, we all decided to go and take care of our laundry because that was the best time to do it rather than taking that nap. Just sacrifice the sleep and then go back in, after doing our laundry and go back to work. So while we were all in there doing our laundry, I posed a question to them guys. I said, hey man, we're working X amount of hours and we're making X amount of dollars. Now, if you break down that, what it comes up to by the hour, man, we're beating ourselves. This is what I propose that we do. We go back in and tell this guy that's running the company, he wasn't the owner, but he was a supervisor and the director in the field with us. Let's go back and tell him that we want to raise, bump it up a little bit. It wasn't much, but it was enough to be significant, and I left it alone. Later on that afternoon, we go back in to pick up the next shift. This guy, who doesn't look like me, who's running the whole organization, proceeded to micromanage me. And he did it with a heavy hand, constantly standing behind me, constantly running around. And the guy who was the supervisor that he put in charge, he was constantly going back telling him, hey, you need to get him to do this. Hey, why is he doing that? And he said, calm down, man. The man has been doing this as a system in the way it's set up. He's going to be on time when everything needs to get done. It's all about time and the strategy. He wasn't hearing that. He kept going. He went back to the guy 2 times. Then he went back to him a 3rd time. And the guy come in, he approached me and he said, hey man, look here. Just do something, man, because this guy here is giving me a hard time. So me and this guy who doesn't look like me, we get into it because I'm like, man, I was the first one you called. Okay, you asked me about this crew. I helped you to get these guys to come back and put this together. If you have a problem with the way that I'm working, why wouldn't you even bring me back to these jobs? And why wouldn't you address it way up the road? And the guy said that he doesn't have a problem with the way I work, but he said I'd sometimes intimidate him. And I found that to be quite crazy, given that this guy's much bigger than I am, much larger than I am. But I guess that doesn't mean anything, really. It's a mental thing. And I guess in his way, mentally, I kind of like, he said I intimidated him. But here's the thing that I get from this. After that, we got into a heated debate, a very, very heated debate. I ended up leaving the job and, moving on. So fast forward, a couple of years passed by. I went back to work. Same guy, same company, with more money, for more money. When I came back, I addressed the guys who were still there working for the company. I said, hey man, you know what I realized? This guy started riding me that afternoon after I expressed myself to you all about we need to hold out and go to this guy for more money because we're actually making less. We're beating ourselves if you look at it by the hour rather than what we were getting paid was by the day. And they all told me, hey, well, it was this guy. He's been like that. He's this, that, and the third. Guy who looked like me. Come to find out, on that particular job that I went back on, he was catching hell from the same guy. And he blew up the guy's spot. He goes on to tell him, I had your back all this time and I was looking out for you, and now you want to treat me like this. This is the guy who looks like me is going and telling the guy who's running the whole organization, who doesn't look like me, that. So he let the cat out the bag. And I come to find out, and to make a long story short, there are people who look like you or me who only have their best interests at heart, and they will sell their own mother out for a couple of coins more than you. And in the process, they will circle back around and tell these people who are in powerful positions, who don't look like me, that's running organizations and companies, they will whisper everything that's going on at the ground level with people who look like me. And these people are detriment to the growth of us as a people. Now, my example is one that took place in the workplace, but this goes on in the community and beyond. You probably know some people like that. It is what it is. My name is G. Lewis, and I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on this particular situation. Do I have a solution to it? Nah. Every video ain't gonna be about a solution. This one doesn't have a solution. Hell, if it had a solution, we would have never probably end up in bondage. And if we did, we'd have got out years and years ago. Because we would have thought as a collective rather than what can I get out the situation and what have you done for me lately. That mentality is hurting us to this day. My name is G. Lewis. God bless. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And please subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Till next time.